Hello and welcome back. So far we've seen how an accessor works by altering the data that we read here, even though it doesn't change the actual data in the database like so. So now let's look at the opposite of this, which is a mutator. So what this one does is it will change the data while it is going into the database. So all we have to do for the mutator is to duplicate. It's the same syntax here. So this one is a mutator. So keep in mind that when doing these accessors, this is per column. So if I want to access another column here, I'll simply duplicate this and just change that here to the column that I am actually dealing with. So here I'm still dealing with the name column, right? Name column there. So, but let's try the email column here. So I'm just going to say get email attribute, but in this case, we're going to set email attribute. Okay, like that. But let's come down here to the documentation, shall we? So once you're here on accessors, if you scroll down just a little bit, you're going to find the mutator, defining a mutator right here. So you see a set first name attribute here, and then there's a value there, and that's the value there. So now here we do a this attributes that's the attribute there is equal to that. So let me copy this and put it here. So I'm going to put that there. So we are not returning anything because we are setting something. So instead of returning it like we've done here, we are setting a verb. So this is being set. Let's say you have a form where you are submitting data and you want to save to the database. So once you tell it to insert data, it will automatically check if there are any mutators available and apply that data to those mutators before being saved. So we want to apply to the attribute called email. And what we want to do is add to value, we're going to add @gmail.com. So we'll concatenate and add @gmail.com like so. So whatever value will be given for email, we'll assume that the user has not added this, and we're just going to add it there so that we make sure it's there. Now, it's very possible that the user may have added it already. So you could do an if statement. I just say if, for example, you say if string, what is the haystack? The haystack is in value. We're looking into the value to see if we have the @gmail.com there. Okay. So if it exists in there, we will do something else. If it doesn't, we'll do something else. So I can put this outside here for a second and then do an else statement here. Oops, it's back inside again. Out. So let's go this way. So I'm just going to create a variable called a and just say a is equal to value. I'm going to do this. Oopsie. Actually, let me just put the not here. I'll negate this like that and then say value is equal to, let me copy this. I'm fighting with my mouse here for some reason. It doesn't want to move. Then I can remove all this. So I'm saying if this is not included, add it there and then set the attribute to a. So let's set it to a now, like so, because a is the ultimate now. Oh, the only problem is now we'll have that issue where if it's not that, then we'll not know what a is. So what we'll do is we just say this and then we'll put a value over there. Okay. So instead of saying value is equal to value and that, we can just say dot equals like that. So this is the same as adding to the end of this value. So we're adding to it if it doesn't exist. Simple as that. That's the mutator. So now let's try and post something. Now instead of using a wait a minute, we actually have let me go to my controller. We actually do have add. Where is this? This is the insert right here. So we do have this, so no problem. Add customer, and okay, so there's a name. So you see there's name there, there's email, and there's age. But I'm going to remove this email here because we don't want it to evaluate as email, because I want to be able to not put that email part. So I'll remove that on the validation. This is all good. List customers. Okay. Then I'll remove this and I'll put that there. List customers. And instead of return, I'll say data is equal to, and then I'll add the data here. So I'm just going to add that and say data, and then at the here point to the data variable. Okay, so that works. So I should add these for list customer and then add customer, which I removed over here. So let me duplicate this for a second and put a post here, and this will be add customer. This one will be list customers, like so. List customers, add customer, and here I will take it to add customer as well. Let me make sure it's a singular, not plural. Okay, there we go. There we go. Save. So let's see what happens now. If I go back here, and here I'll say list customers. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so it's saying, where is this? Redirector. What's going on? Yeah, this is the problem with Laravel here, because these classes are not the classes I am dealing with here. Okay, so let me go back and try to find where the issue is here. So let's go to the, it's the redirector, so it must be in here. So get list customers. So let me come back to the controller. Where is list customers? So list customers there, okay. So it's telling me the redirector has a problem, and that's actually true because here I am redirecting for some reason. So let me remove this. It's supposed to be view. I think the reason I had added the redirector is because I copied it from there. So yeah, that's why it was saying redirector problem here. Anyway, refresh. There we go. Okay, so now I have this here, and I can add a new customer. So you see the information here is coming in as hey there, and hey there, Mary, hey there, Ethan, hey there, Mary. That's because we have an accessor actually active in the model here. So I can change this to Mr. or Mrs. depending on the situation, and you will see that it's there. Now let's see if we try to add a customer here. The get method is not supported for this route. Okay, so that's okay. Let's just go back to the web here, and this is the add customer. We don't have a get version of this, so let me just add a get there, like so. No problem. Yes, refresh. Add new customer. Why isn't this working? So if I go to the controller, where is add customer anyway? So add customer is here. Oh, that's just for adding, right? I'm supposed to use, which one is this? For the add view itself. So it's add view. So copy that. Let me go to, I don't know why I deleted the previous controllers, so I'll just do that. add view there. So no, I shouldn't have changed that. Add customer. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's add customer. So I'll leave that there. I'll change this to add view there because that's the function I want to do. I want to get on the get version of this. So I'll leave this on the post, and then on the get version, I will show a different view. So when somebody's just reading from there, just refreshing the page, they're going to go to this function. But if they post something on the same page, they're going to go to another function here. That's how it's set up in there. So let's try it again. I'll click here. Okay, so add customer. Now this is my name here, and I want to see in the edit the views here. Let me go to the view. Where are the views resources? Views, and this one is add customer. Where is add customer here? Yeah, there we go. So I want to change this from type of email to type of text, so it can allow me to actually type just ordinary text there. Okay, great. So refresh. So a new customer here. Let's just say Jose, and I will say Jose. I won't put the @gmail.com. I want it to add it by itself. So increase the number here, and let's hit save and see what happens. So Jose, it didn't work out. So let's try and guess why this didn't work. I shall go to the to my controller here and see what's going on. So as you can see, the way we are saving the stuff here is we're not actually using the controller or the model. The model that has the mutator is customer. Keep in mind that this is why it's inside this model. Now, when reading the data, where is this? Where we're reading the data, we say list customers, we were using the model. So that's why it's able to mutate or change that data. But here, when we are saving add customer, we are not actually using it. We're using the DB class directly. And this is where the problem is. So we must mute this one. So I'm going to select this and go to edit, comment, and say toggle block comment so that I can comment this out. And this one I will remove the block comment. Just go to comment, toggle block comment. I remove that. Okay, so now I'm using the customer model in order to save. So everything that is sent through here before being saved will have to pass through the mutator here. So let's see if we can actually do that. So let's try and add a new name. We're just going to call this guy or a girl June. June. What age is June? 23. And now you can see that June has an @gmail.com. Very nice. Now, if we put it in such a way that it asks if the gmail.com exists. If it doesn't, then it adds it there. So let's see if we add it and see whether things will still go the same way. So we're going to use May in this case, for lack of better names. We'll say may@gmail.com. So let's see if we get double Gmail. So save, and we don't get double Gmail. We just get one like this because it already existed, and so it didn't need to add it there. So this is how you can use a mutator and an accessor. So it's very possible you could, if you, for example, you could use it in a way where you ask your users to add their town or city, and then you can automatically add the country at the end, depending on the situation. Because right here, you can still do so much before you actually send the value. You can read from the database. If you just load the facade here for database, the DB, and then you can read something from the database and then get the result. Depending on the result, you can add it to this, and that will help to make this whole process more dynamic. So that's entirely up to you. Sometimes what you can do is, if you can use this, let's say somebody enters a value of maybe you're looking at Let's say you're selling products and you're adding products to a list, and depending on the price of the product, when they save, you can decide to multiply it by something or add another thing depending on the value of the price, or maybe the city they're in. Depending on the city, you can add other attributes to the database because of that. So this is what you can use, which is the mutator, when saving to the database.